Prepare yourself for invasion. This is Indie Invasion.
Hi guys, this is Eric from Indie Invasion, and I got some boxes in the mail the other day, so I wanted to do a video, try to keep it as short as I can, of some new stuff that I got in so I can show it off to you guys. And I got this big old box here from, oh my god, it was a late backing Kickstarter I did about a year ago. And what I have in here is the new edition of Dead Lands, The Weird West, by Pinnacle and Pinnacle Entertainment Group, which you can find at peginc.com. This is actually available right now, I believe, in the stores last week, the 5th or 6th of April. So let's go ahead and not chit-chat too much about this, but we'll go ahead and go down so I can bust this open and show off the stuff that I got. Here's the big old box. What I think I'm going to have to do is bust it open and actually put the box off to the side, and I'll just pull out what's in here. Now, this is the new edition of Dead Lands, which they did some rule updates to kind of go along with the new edition of the Savage World RPG rules. They're calling it the Adventure Edition. Now, as far as I can tell, you don't need to get the Adventure Edition. So if you already have like a previous version of it, it'll work just fine with that. They just updated some of the rules, some of the story, because they have like an evolving storyline going on. And what I ended up getting, be careful not to slice into this stuff here, is they called it the Ranger level. So it's basically, I got a box set, I got a little campaign set that's kind of like an intro to it, some pawns, and a bunch of other add-ons. So I'll go ahead and show it off to you. So there's a little bit of a peek in there. I can't even get it all under the camera. So yeah, I'm going to have to pull this box to the side, and I will just pull out what I got. Let's go ahead and show the meat and potatoes of this. So here is the basic set for Dead Lands. I'm getting quite a bit of a reflection off of this, and this is the Adventure Edition. So you can get just the main rule book, but this has a bunch of extra stuff in it. As you can see at the back of the box, it gives you the rule book. It gives you a actual GM screen, gives you some bennies, as they like to call it in here. They have power cards, archetype cards, which are like your quick build characters for the game. It's got some Infernal device cards, so as it says, devices in there. Ammo counters, that's what these are, so you can keep track of how much ammo your characters have. It has a set of dice. I mentioned the bennies. It's got a whole map of the area, the Weird West. And I think I hit everything there. Power cards. So, yeah, that's what comes in this. This is, like I said, this is like your basic starter set of the game. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and just bust into it, and I'll show it off a little bit better. So, yeah, now the glare is not so bad, but I'm going to love taking this box off and getting that new RPG smell. It lets me open it. Holy cow. Yeah, this was a world I've been interested in a long time. Dead Lands has been around probably 20 plus years. I think in the 90s was the original edition. And here we go. That new box smell. All right, so yeah, here's the map. A real quick look at it of the, I like a Smith and Rollbar. So yeah, there's a whole little world. Kind of neat thing. Maybe frame it, put it on the wall if you're doing a campaign for this game. There's some nice packing in this. But yeah, look at all this stuff. So here's the power cards. These is just like your kind of, you think about D&D has their magic cards and power cards. Kind of the same thing. Tells you a cost for using them for the characters, the range. Talks a little bit about it. This is object reading. So nice little graphics and pictures on there. Okay, and here's your archetype cards. Quick builds for characters, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we have an agent, and on the back, you know, it has his hindrances, edges, gear that he may have. The front's all his attributes and his skills for when you have to do those checks. I like that they include these in the core. Save time if you just want to get to the table and start playing your adventure in the Weird West. A blessed, so they got your typical preacher. A chi master, which is kind of cool. An explorer. A gunslinger. That's pretty neat looking. So another one, Harrowed. Hex slinger. There's a huckster. They're kind of like your magic users in the game. A mad scientist. So one of the things I like about this Weird West is it's historical, but with a twist. It kind of reminds me of the Wild Wild West, or my favorite skirmish game, Wild West Exodus. You know, you got a little bit of that steampunk going on in it. And then they have your American natives, who's a warrior, territorial ranger, and a medicine woman. So your healer, basically, a cleric. And then they have an adventure deck in here. And adventure deck. So this is actually, it looks like it's your mechanical stuff. So they got a mechanical mule that you can buy. Kind of neat. I'm going to pop this open and look at it real quick too. Okay, so yeah, there's two different things here. There's a adventure deck. And Hell's Coming With Me. So play when your character dies. Don't draw cards to see if you return from the dead. You're automatically coming back harrowed. I'm probably saying that wrong. So I guess you're coming back like a zombie. So these are kind of neat. I don't know. I know basic rules of this. They use like your typical 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 dice for abilities and stuff like that. So I will have to dive into the rules a little bit more. Okay, yeah. So this is the gear cards that they combined it. So yeah, you got a mechanical mule, a special belt, camera, rocket pack. There you go. You can fly around. Flamethrower, steam Gatling gun. Just some neat different things that you can get in the game. And then this is your harrowed cards. They're like random events that can happen in the game. Very neat backside to it. Kind of tarot card size. You have your dice with your one special dice in there. And it's got the little logo for Dead Lands on it. They do have a D20. And yep. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's cool. They give you this in the starter. Here's the little ammo counters. It's just like in, say, your fantasy D&D or whatnot. If you have a crossbow, you have to keep track of your bolts. So this reminds me of the X-Wing counters. You just turn it. So it goes up to 20. It's kind of a neat little thing. Okay, and then we got your bennies, which are used for re-rolling, doing other kind of things in the game, and nice little poker chips. They have little pictures on the side, one side of the different archetypes characters, and then the logo on the other side. And then, of course, we have the rule book. Welcome to the Weird Wild West. So these books are a little bit smaller than their previous books, not a standard size. There's that big map that they give you. And yeah, this is all you need to play the game. Really nice artwork in this. All the tables you would need. So just a quick flip through, because there's a lot that I got in this box. Hey, look at a jackalope. And then big nasty creatures here. So that is that. And then they have, oh, if I can get it out. So yeah, this is your GM screen. Oh, comes with a little bit of extra stuff in there that I don't know what this is. Showdown at Sundown. A little supplemental. Oh yeah. We'll divide by chapters. Kind of maybe an intro. Some maps in there, and it's kind of cool that they give you that in there. And then here is the GM screen. So nice artwork. And then all the different charts and, you know, combat stuff and damage, fear table, injury. Yeah, all kinds of stuff that I got to dive into and read about. All right. I'll just throw this to the side so we can move on. Because next, what I got in the Ranger level was I got this, which is Horror at Headstone Hill. It's a campaign set, which is basically intended to be an intro into the world, kind of like a quick starter campaign, pre-written story. And it gives you everything that you would need to play in here also. I do think you need the rule book. It actually includes a handy booklet for players, a marshal's book to run it, and it comes with your map, handouts, creature cards, pawns, and unique wild die. So I'm going to bust this open too and look at it. So now you can see it better. I see zombies. It's right up my alley. So this actually comes with pawns. So even if you don't have minis, you can use these little standees. It comes with all your creatures and a bunch of the archetypes up here. And And then it looks like it's got some handouts for you guys. Here's the map that pertains to this campaign. Kind of nice. Oh, it's double-sided. So that's one side. The other side, it actually has a town map. And then you get some Twilight event cards. Got little tables on some of them. Some more archetypes specifically for this. So they got the Mountain Man. That's kind of neat. With all his stats. Let's see who else they got in here. So you got your Mountain Man. Saloon Girl. I like your snake oil salesman, I guess. Prospector. Now, I think these are like your NPCs here. Because they don't have stats for them on this side. It looks like it just gives you a little bit of summary of them. Some of their attributes and skills. So yeah, I think these are just their NPCs for this particular horror at Headstone Hill. Oh, look at that guy. That's pretty neat. Nasty looking creature. Okay, and then here's your special die they give you. It looks like it glows in the dark with a special icon on it, a little tombstone. And player's introduction. Talks about the Wyoming territory. Give you a summary of the two maps. And then here's the actual campaign book, which is pretty hefty. It's about 130 pages. But yeah, this is the different, the campaign and the different encounters. And as they say, Act 1 episodes. So these could all be different sessions for you. So there's the horror at Headstone Hill. And we'll just throw these in here. And we will keep moving. Okay, next up, I have all the pawns. So this pledge that I got, I was able to add this onto as part of the packaging. So even if I don't have minis, I have all these different cutouts that I can use for all the different archetypes, the different creatures. So I'm not going to bother busting this open. As you guys can see in the back, it's got a lot in here. There's let's see, about 200 it says of these. So that's kind of cool. That'll help play. And I know they do make some other ones. You probably use other ones from the previous editions. All right, next up that I got in this is through the different stretch goals. They had a companion book come out. It's a hardcover book. These were originally going to be PDFs. But there's all kinds of stuff in here that give you kind of insides, like extra options for the players, some advice for marshaling your game, overview of plot point campaigns. They have famous names that you could use in your campaigns in here, examples. And they actually have an adventure in here. So they just combined it all into a nice hardcover book. I don't know if this is going to be retail, as a lot of this stuff were stretch goal PDFs, and they just decided to put it all into a hardcover. There's all some of the creatures. And then I also got this one that's unlocked, the Crater Lake Chronicles, which I think is another campaign that you can play through. But what's different about this, I don't know if you can notice, there's some choices there, like a choose your own adventure. This is intended to work with the core rules, but to play solo. So you can play this solo and still be in that world. It's kind of neat that they did something like that. And then next up, I had to add on some maps. So these maps are laminated, they're double-sided, and I guess you can dry erase on them. So this one is the Grand Saloon. So it gives me a little bit of some world to just jump right into. I mean, I do have some just generic maps, like whether it's grasslands, or I think I have a Badlands one too. And then the town map pack 2 is Boot Hill. So this one's a little bit different. Same, you can add it on to the Grand Saloon if I want. Hope you guys are being able to see that with the glare. All right. So, yeah, it's got a little folder. Here's a summary of one side and the other side, which is kind of nice to have in there. And then here's the actual map. So, man, this is really some thick material. I'm not going to be able to unfold it all, but I can kind of give you guys a look at what it looks like. So, yeah, an actual road there. Different buildings around there. Here's the other side. I can lay this one a little bit flatter so you can see. And it's all got the grids. Yeah, this is a real thick material. Shoot, I might end up using some of this in D&D if I want a town. All right, so that was that stuff. And then onto the actual stretch goals. So one of the stretch goals I got was some more archetypes. So we have a cowgirl, native scout. There's another mage, bounty hunter. And these all have, yeah, that's almost like your actual player sheet. Saloon gal. I like that, saloon gal. Sawbones. I'm guessing this is like a doctor. Shaman. U.S. Marshal. Oh, look at that guy. A voodooist. That's right. They do have voodoo in here. I think they outlined that in that companion. Witches. I thought this one was neat. So yeah, these are some more archetypes you can use in the game. And then what else do I got? So these are action deck. So this is basically, it's like an oversized deck of cards. They use deck of cards for activation and stuff like that in the game. So let's see, let's take a look. So they are tarot size. Nice backing on them. It's really nice. And then look at this art. Different jokers. That's kind of neat. Kind of almost spirit-esque look to it. There's your king. I mean, you don't need to get these for the game. You can use just a regular deck of cards. But these are kind of neat. Very thematic for Dead Lands. They're all a little bit different, which is kind of nice. And I think that's one of their main mascots right there since the beginning. All right, and then add on were this nice little velvet bag, and they're something called ghost rocks, which is a supernatural mineral that they use in the game that kind of powers some of their technology. But I just thought it'd be nice to get. I mean, you can use glass beads or something for this, but when you have something that's kind of like this, it really immerses you in the game. And it comes with this nice velvet bag. All right. Next up, from Norse Foundry, got some of the special edition metal dice. I figured, why not? I'm going all in. Why not? So what's neat about these, if you can see, they have the special little logos for the game on these. So yeah, that one's got that. I don't know if you guys can see in the camera, but there is almost like a grain to it, which is kind of neat. Yeah, I don't know for sure if Norse Foundry is going to make these available, but I figured, let's get them while I can. I mean, as you saw, even though the core does come with dice. And then the last thing I got on for just a kick, nice little box, is, let's see if I can get it open. Come on, I couldn't resist it. It's a Dead Lands Marshal badge. Wow, that's some serious stuff with a nice little bullet shot in it. So I show this off. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh, I got one more thing for you guys to show off. So also by Norse Foundry, I got a dice tray that was specially made for the Kickstarter. I don't know if this is going to be retail. I actually don't have a real nice dice tray, so this is one of those let's go all in. Now they have the nice little logo on there. And it actually, it's nice vinyl. So yeah, you got your dice tray and then you can actually store your dice in there. So we'll test it out here. And then, yeah, you can store the rest right there. So, and then take it along. All right, partners, that was just a quick unboxing of the new edition of Dead Lands, The Weird West by Pinnacle. Thank you for tuning in and checking it out with me. There's a lot to go through, and now I have to go ahead and start to read through it and figure out what it all means. If you guys want to check out the rest of our stuff that me and Mac are doing, you can listen to our podcast on Podbean, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, Spotify, and Pocket Cast. And you can also, if you could, please check out our Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and you can join our Discord that we got going to get some conversations going. And please, if you could, like, subscribe, and follow all those places. It really helps the channel grow and the podcast get out there to other people to find out about these independent games that we like to talk about. And if you want to email us any questions or comments or suggestions of games that we should check out and look into, feel free to send us an email at indieinvasion@gmail.com. Also, you can check out our CoastalCon website at coastaltext.com. We have links for all these places like the Discord, Facebook, YouTube that you can quickly link to. And you can check out some of our friends of the show that are doing our merchandise, that are supporting the podcast. You can help them out. We have all the links on the website, so you can quickly find all these places. And if you like to check us out on Patreon /Indie Invasion, we have a bunch of content on there for you guys to check out. All that content is free to view for your pleasure and enjoyment, and you do not have to support the show, but if you would like to, we'd appreciate it if you would. But that's all I have for you today, guys, in this unboxing. Once again, thank you for joining me and checking out this new edition of Dead Lands and all this stuff that they have. It's a pretty cool RPG world with the Weird West. Go ahead and check it out. And until next time, this is Eric saying, take it easy, partner, and prepare yourself for the invasion.